Yeah guys, today I'm here with a super interesting surveillance camera, something which I've never seen before, and that's the Mocepo BC84. So what we have here is what we usually just see in larger cameras or with separate solar panels, super powerful functions, dual Wi-Fi, 4 megapixel recording, colorful night vision, comes with a free app, compatible with Alexa, probably allowing for streaming there. And we also have the claim for 24/7 recording. Usually that's not 30 frames per second with solar powered cameras, but we are definitely going to check in detail, especially because we have a super compact design which can help a lot regarding installation. So much easier than large, heavy, bulky cameras, even with a separate solar panel. Of course, we don't have optical motion recognition. That's just possible when we have larger solar panels, larger cameras, but it's a really small trade-off. Most people won't even see the difference, and also infrared has some advantages. And so here we have the mount, comes with a standard 1/4-inch tripod mount, which is super flexible, can be used to point the camera in pretty much any direction. And because it's so simple to use, we don't get a lot of accessories. We have standard USB-A to USB-C charging cable in case you want to give it some decent pre-charge, which would be a good idea. Some protection foils to remove, and no QR code, no serial number, no nothing here imprinted. Love it. Other than that, the only thing what we get is this quick instructions manual, also with the QR code in the back to download the free app. Yeah, and so here we have it a little bit closer, makes a good impression, I would say. Down here, opening for microphone and speaker, and we have the 1/4-inch tripod mount here in the back. Of course, we have to open these protected ports to add microSD card. MicroSD card is not included. Always recommended to use good quality, at least class 10 microSD card. Looks like the pins go to the front. Make sure that it's fully inserted. Here we have the on-off. Here the reset, maybe a little bit hard to see. I wish the printing would be a little bit larger, but we have a nice extra charging port opening. This could even allow for an external solar panel if you want to place the camera in a location where you don't have a lot of sun. But here in this video I'm just trying with the included panel, which is here on top, makes a good impression. But instead of the solar panel, I'm using here normal wired USB-C to charge. We get this red light, but of course now we have to turn it on with a long press, I guess. Checking the LED here.
Powered on.
Okay, so we have a alternate blue-red flashing. I've already scanned the QR code in the instructions. This led me directly to the HG Cam app in the Android Play Store. Of course, also available in the Apple App Store. So I click on install. By the way, what I'm always doing is to try to not use the instructions manual to see how easy it is to use, just based on the app. Looks like we have to sign up first for a new account. To get the free account took me just 20 seconds. Of course, we have to give all the authorizations here. Make sure that the camera is still on. If it doesn't work to connect, we can also use the reset button. So I'm clicking here to add permission for the location. Yeah, I would say that's the Wi-Fi solar panel camera. So I'm clicking here, provide some information, next step, more location permission. Here on this page we have to select the Wi-Fi which we want to use for this camera and provide the router password. Of course, I have to blur this. Clicking on next step. Now we get the QR code which we have to hold in front of a camera. That's the traditional old way how to connect such cameras. Okay, we got some confirmation.
Your camera is connected to the Wi-Fi.
Okay, sounds good. You can click on complete. And so we have the camera already here. Looks like the battery is pretty low, so I'm definitely going to pre-charge it. Other than that, it looks like it's perfectly working here already inside, everything looking good. And for the installation of the mount, I'm going to use one of these standard vinyl fence brackets. Very easy to use. This standard size would even fit for a large camera here and the solar panel on top. Here I just need one for the camera. So I put it here, place the mount here, removing this part for easier installation and using some number 8 self-drill screws. Let's see how this works. Number 2 on this side and number 3 in the back. Yes, definitely a solid hold here. So time to close this opening. Nicely watertight. Attaching this part again. Make it nice and straight for the moment. Rotating this to the back. Securing the camera fully inside as far as possible. Now securing it with this nut. Untighten this nut here a little bit. And so now you can see I can point this camera to any direction where I need it and secure it after that. So you can see it has a nice hold. And so I have the camera now outside since 2 days. So let's open the app and see what we have. So here we have the live view, and live view looks absolutely awesome. We have already a lot of functions here like spotlight, siren, night vision, motion detection. We can change some settings here directly. That's pretty cool. So definitely super easy to use. We also have the cloud overview, but as long as we don't subscribe, we just get an image here, even though it proves that there are some videos, but at least it gives us a nice overview what has happened here. But we also have the local storage. But let's continue a little bit with the live view, because we can also make it full screen. Wanted to show you that because it's so beautiful. You can also activate the sound because it has built-in microphone, speaker, of course, if you want to talk to other people. And I've already tested this speaker and it works really good. Microphone test from the app. Loud enough for other people to hear you. And I've also made a microphone test. Microphone test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Microphone test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I would say the microphone is also decent, so you can also understand what other people are saying. You can activate the light if you like. You can also activate the siren if you see an intruder. Make a picture directly or start video recording. Don't forget to stop it after that. But what we can see here is that the connection is really good. I mean, of course, the router is not too far away, but still a lot of cameras have been struggling here in this location. And we have to remember that this camera doesn't have an antenna, no external antenna. So for the size of this camera, the quality and how fluent it works is absolutely amazing. You can see here full 3 bars. It's also charging. You can see here the tree in the wind here nicely shaking, almost no lags here, and the colors are absolutely perfect. I would say really great sharpness, even high dynamic range, because you can see all the details here even in the shade. So regarding image quality, one of the top cameras for sure. Again here the overview what has been going on here in the cloud, but we can also see everything in the local overview, and it's even a really nice one. So we can click, for example, see the 3 different days when I have been recording, and also the 2 false alerts which I had because I have deactivated human recognition. Just wanted to try that and see how many false alerts it would create. And there were only 2. That's a pretty good result. A lot of other cameras would produce a lot more false alerts. But of course you can totally eliminate that by activating human detection. Here on the timeline slider we have multi-touch. Unfortunately I can't show you that here, but you can make this larger and smaller. Of course it also confirms that we don't have real 24/7 recording. It's only 24/7 alert detecting. And whenever it detects something, it will record it, but no 24/7 recording. I think also it's not possible. I've never seen such a small camera with such small solar panel doing real 24/7 always recording. The nice thing, we can download stuff directly, for example, from here. So we can click downloading. Small bug here which I found, we can only download 1 footage. I think after that you would have to restart the whole app to download more footage, but I'm sure they can fix that easily. I've reported this bug already, and then we can easy go to the next day, see everything what has been going on. That's everything from today. So you can see absolutely no false alerts. Motion detection, that's something you can see. Of course, I've not been beaming into this area. Yeah, overnight the squirrel has been doing some exercises here on the camera. Now I've secured it a little bit better. But here you can see me. I mean, when coming from the left side, it's nice. Caught me pretty early. But when coming from the right side, it's a little bit a different thing. No matter if it's day or night, it has been always a little bit late. Here you can see also the different color. For example, you can see that also here. You never see me entering through the gate. You can only see me leaving through the gate. And so for my taste, camera took a little bit too long to start recording. During the day, maybe 20 seconds. During the night, maybe 30 seconds. So if you have fast moving objects, that's maybe a little bit too long. But of course, we have to know it's a really super small camera. So it's hard to compare it with some larger size cameras. Here you can also see the different colors. I had it in automatic mode, so it starts always with black and white with the infrared, so it's not disturbing neighbors or so. And then it always goes into colorful illumination with the really strong white light. Yeah, the white light is really strong. Here you can see the difference. Here I'm leaving still the illumination, and then in a sudden illumination stops working. Yeah, you have seen that, maybe just for a very short time. I mean, good thing it has been capturing me pretty much every time, but rather a little bit late. Footage from the night is what we can expect these days. Definitely not perfect, especially not for moving objects like me here, but this is pretty much standard. Doesn't work much better usually with normal infrared cameras. Then of course we also have some settings. We can activate or deactivate the camera in general. Here we can see the cloud storage option. Different possible benefits for a paid subscription. Motion detection, activate, deactivate, have it all day or with a custom schedule, activate AI human detection, or just record all the detections from the infrared sensor, detection sensitivity. Of course, with the human detection, you can always go with the high, maybe just uses a little bit more battery, but was absolutely no problem in my case because it looks like the solar panel is very efficient detection interval. If you have too many alerts, you can reduce that with this slider. Motion recording time, I've set it to 15 seconds in my case. There's no automatic mode. You can also activate siren and light, but be careful not to disturb your neighbors. Night vision modes, 4 different modes. I've been using the automatic mode. You have already seen that. So usually it will start with the infrared black and white. And as soon as it detects something or somebody, it will start using the very strong white light. And it's definitely very strong. There's no doubt about that, especially for such a small camera. Infrared will always be black and white. Colorful mode will always turn on the light for colorful footage, and the starlight vision mode will just use the remaining light, for example from street lights, or if you have additional lights, to still try to make it colorful. If you're close to neighbors, then infrared mode is highly recommended because then nobody can see anything. Then battery, also one of the highlights. Here you can see I've started, I think, with around 40%. Down here is just because it didn't have any data. So I think I started here, and in just 2 days, even though I had detection activated 24/7 and a lot of recordings, the battery has increased by more than 40% in only 2 days. Of course, it's quite sunny spot, but still, that's pretty impressive. You can see detections and recordings here. General settings, especially the local storage. You can see how much is left. Can format the microSD card, always recommended at the beginning. But if it's full, you don't have to format. It will just overwrite the oldest footage anyway automatically. Video settings, add watermark, flip the image if you have the camera reversed, but of course not recommended with the solar panel. Quality, if possible, regarding the Wi-Fi, use full HD. Audio settings, speaker volume, notifications, very important. activate notifications, always push, but of course if there are too many you can also set some no disturb periods, share the device with other people. So the key highlights for me are that it's a very small, very lightweight camera, super easy to install, really super low profile. Maybe also an advantage if you want a camera which is not very easy to see, also super compact. If you're living in an area with a lot of strong storms, rain and so on, could be also a huge advantage. Helps of course also with easy installation because of the low weight. On the other hand, you don't have a separate solar panel, so you have to really place it in a sunny location. Can't work right underneath the roof. We have great quality footage during the day, and I would say decent during the night. Settings are rather minimal. We cannot exclude areas here. That's maybe something which you have to consider. On the other hand, we have the AI human detection, and so usually you don't have to be worried about moving trees or so. I mean, here you can see that tree is moving the whole day and the other cameras would throw a lot of false alerts here, but thanks to the human detection it has not. So you don't have to be worried about that. So I think it could be a very interesting option. Just remember that the detection time is maybe a little bit above average, but we have also to consider the small size. And so if you're interested, I'll put down the link to the Amazon listing down into the description so you can check it out and order one for you if you like. And I hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments or want to share your own experience with this camera, then just let us know down in the feedback area. I'm always happy to talk about these things, and if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.